You may find this hard to believe, but all this is for you.
Wait a minute, 99. That gives me an idea.
I'll get these kids whipped into shape. Don't worry.
It's good to know. Good to know, Ronnie. So, Cosworth, we are back at the castle today because we wanted to extend some special thanks and acknowledgements to people and people that helped us with this build and gave us some ideas and inspiration and those types of things. And this is something that we want to make sure that we do. This is something we... Sorry, Mac. You go about your business. I'm in the middle of talking here. So, Cosworth, this is something that we want to make sure that we do with all of our new settlements. And also, if time permitting, I'd like to go through and review all of our existing settlements that either need some additional attention or need to be rebuilt or have never had anything built there. And I'd like to get opinions and see which one we should do next. So, what do you think, Codsworth? Shall we move along? This has already drug out long enough. So, first, I would like to make mention of Jose. That's General Jose 8 is his channel name, and he did a wonderful build here at the castle, and he had kind of inspired me and kind of requested and indicated that he'd really like to see what I was able to do here. So it's because of him that I came here when I did. So in some ways, this castle is kind of dedicated to him. Like I said, his build was wonderful, and I highly encourage everyone to go check that out. So he would be the first one that I'd like to mention. Then I'd like to follow up with Di, Denise, and Kat on a whim, Phoenix, and Sushi Cat Gamer. So I had done a few streams while building this, and they had popped in and thrown in their ideas and thoughts, and also made some comments on some of the holotape videos that I'd put out already, with suggestions and their thoughts on different things. And Denise and Di specifically, they helped me with the entrance here, and kind of helped me walk through that. Let me know, confirming or what have you, if something looked good, whatever. So that was always kind of nice to have that. And then Di also had a lot of suggestions, and all of them really, but Di specifically had some pretty decent suggestions in regards to the commissary and the subsequent barracks on top. So I really appreciate her comments there. And then the clinic, I had several really good ideas from Denise on the clinic, and the medicine locker is actually kind of an inspiration from some of her ideas that she's had, specifically her idea with the cooler, the upright cooler, and some of the other things that she's done. So I definitely want to acknowledge her with those, and several people kind of helped me with the visual screening thing here, and so I wanted to get their thanks with that. And so yeah, those guys were all very instrumental in that regard. Moving along, we have Edward, Edward M. Courtier. Hopefully I pronounced your last name correctly, Edward. He is the one that kind of inspired me with this tunnel to this room on his second castle build. And so he inspired me to make this tunnel and block this off. It's not exactly what he had done, but just the way that his castle was done, it was kind of one of those things where things just seemed like they were kind of cordoned off and that kind of stuff, and without actually having control to move around myself to see how everything flowed. I can't say that's what he did, but what he did do is what inspired me with this, and so I really want to thank him with that. That was, I love it when other people, seeing the wonderful things that they do can inspire me to do different things as well. And hopefully everybody kind of likes it. It's a little bit different, with that tunnel, but I like to do some different things from time to time. So definitely want to thank him for that. And then I would also like to thank Kjell Bjorge, and Kjell, I hope I pronounced your last name correctly. He is the one that kind of told me that I should go ahead and adjust the conduit that I had done on the original, and I'd done a video on it when after the fact, but he's the one that kind of inspired me to adjust the conduit and make it so I could get 3 lights around the artillery positions. And I did the video after that, and I acknowledged him there. But I wanted to make sure that I let him know that. Oh, thanks for the weather. Wanted to let everybody know that it was his kind of inspiration and comments and everything that inspired me to do that. So. I really want to thank him for that. And then finally, someone that I only recently found, mostly because I was trying to work through an issue that I was having, is Crawlin UK, and he is the one that helped me figure out how to do the controls for my range, my firing range. The control part being the lights, so they alternate between the green and the red. So it was one of his videos, and I'll make sure I put the link to his video. It was one of his videos that helped me figure out how to do the logic gates in this manner. So he helped me figure that out, and because of that, I was able to make those lights alternate between red and green, so you know when you can fire and when you shouldn't fire because you're wasting ammo. And so because of him, I was able to do that. So I wanted to make sure I acknowledged him as well. He has a few videos that are quite interesting when it comes to logic gates, and I haven't watched all of his stuff, but I do intend on catching up on his stuff. So I really wanted to acknowledge him as well, because that was kind of the final piece of the puzzle for this. And so I want to thank everybody for that. And I believe it was Mr. Vane, along with Dye, who had indicated that I could put the second counter on here. Now I do need to reverse these, as you saw in my video. Do need to reverse these so that way the counter on the left is actually going to be the 10s spot and not the 1s spot, because as it flips over, this is actually 14 instead of 41. So I need to make sure that I adjust those. But it was those guys that said, hey, yeah, they will flip over, and the second one will count for you. So because of those guys, I went ahead and did that, because there is the off chance that somebody could get more than 10 shots in there and on the target and within a lot amount of time. So thanks to those guys. So that concludes this portion of this video.
Doing the bull dance, feeling the flow, working.
Is looking at you, kid.
What do you mean I'm not an expert?
Everybody else got friends, Mama. I just want some too.